1942, Nazi Germany. A prison so secure, so heavily guarded that no one had ever escaped. Massive stone walls, armed guards at every corner, searchlights cutting through the darkness. A place designed for one purpose, to make escape impossible. And yet, on one cold winter night, two German officers walked calmly through its corridors. Their uniforms were perfect, their posture confident, their steps controlled. Nothing seemed out of place, except for one thing. They weren't German, they were prisoners, and somehow, against every rule, every system, every expectation, they walked straight out, and they escaped from the prison, not by force, not by digging tunnels, but by doing the one thing no one expected. They simply pretended they belonged there. Imagine one of the most secure prisons in Nazi Germany. A towering Renaissance castle perched on a 75-meter cliff, guarded by a full battalion of soldiers, one for every two prisoners. Searchlights cutting through the night, guard dogs on chains, and thick stone walls that had never been beaten. Hermann Göring himself boasted that no one would ever escape from Colditz Castle. Yet on the freezing night of January 5th, 1942, two men dressed as German officers calmly walked out through the main gate and succeeded. One of them was a young British lieutenant named Arie Neve. This is his remarkable story, a tale of courage, ingenuity, repeated failure, and ultimate triumph. Born on January 23rd, 1916, Arie Middleton Sheffield Neve came from a well-to-do British family. Educated at Eton and later Merton College, Oxford, he studied law and seemed destined for a quiet legal career. But when World War II broke out, everything changed. In February 1940, Neve was commissioned as a second lieutenant in the Royal Artillery's Searchlight Regiment. By May 1940, he found himself in the desperate fighting around Calais in northern France. The German blitzkrieg had smashed through Allied lines. Neve, only 24 years old and with no real combat experience, commanded a ragtag group of men armed with whatever they could find. Their mission was heartbreaking but vital: hold the port of Calais at all costs to buy precious time for the evacuation of over 300,000 British and Allied troops from Dunkirk, just 26 miles away. For days, they fought street by street against overwhelming German panzer forces. On May 23rd, shrapnel tore through Neve's right thigh. Despite the agonizing wound, he kept fighting until German soldiers finally captured him, crawling through the rubble. From that moment, Arie Neve's war took a new direction. His only goal became escape. He was first sent to Oflag 9A/H near Spangenberg Castle, then to Stalag 20A in occupied Poland. In each camp, he studied the fences, guard routines, and weaknesses. In April 1941, he and another officer, Norman Forbes, slipped away and trekked through Polish forests towards Soviet territory. After days of hunger and exhaustion, they were recaptured near a rail junction. The Germans now labeled him a persistent escaper. That label earned him a one-way ticket to the place designed for men exactly like him, Colditz Castle, Oflag 4C. Neve arrived at Colditz on May 14th, 1941. The castle was reserved for the most determined escape artists: British, French, Polish, Dutch, and Belgian officers. Conditions were harsh: overcrowded cells, 4 daily roll calls, freezing winters, and constant surveillance. But the Germans had made a serious mistake. By gathering all the best escape minds in one place, they created an unofficial University of Escape. Prisoners shared knowledge: how to forge documents, tailor uniforms, hide compasses, and map routes. An escape committee coordinated plans so attempts didn't interfere with each other. Neve threw himself into this environment. His first attempt at Colditz came on August 28, 1941. Dressed in a dyed Polish greatcoat and using theatrical paint on his cap, Neve tried to walk out disguised as a German officer. The plan was clever, exploiting the fact that guards watched walls and tunnels, not officers strolling confidently. But under the powerful searchlights, the paint glowed a bright, ridiculous green. The guards burst out laughing. Neve was marched to solitary confinement. The humiliation was deep, but Neve turned it into research. In his cell, he vowed to rebuild everything from scratch. He spent months memorizing guard shifts, sentry habits, shift change delays, and even which guards smoked at certain corners, all stored perfectly in his memory, because any written note could be discovered. He found the perfect partner, Dutch Lieutenant Anthony Lutane, who spoke flawless, native-sounding German. Together with help from other prisoners, they crafted far better disguises, using whatever they could steal. Uniforms were dyed to the exact shade of German field gray, buttons molded from melted lead plumbing, a holster shaped from boiled linoleum floor tiles, and a belt made from painted cardboard, carefully aged and buffed. Every item was tested by candlelight and under torchlight to ensure it would pass inspection. The escape route was brilliant. British prisoners put on theatrical performances in the Castle Theatre, shows that German officers sometimes attended. Under the stage floor, the prisoners had secretly cut a trapdoor leading to a storeroom. From there, a corridor ran directly over the German guardroom and into the German-controlled side of the castle. On the evening of January 5th, 1942, during a lively performance, Neve, Lutane, and two other officers slipped through the trapdoor. They emerged dressed as German officers, walked calmly past a sergeant working at his desk, and past a sentry at the main gate. The sentry hesitated for a moment, then let them through. They had just walked out of what the Nazis called an escape-proof fortress. Once outside, they changed into civilian clothes, hidden underneath, and split up to reduce risk. Neve traveled by train toward the Swiss border, carrying forged papers and pretending to be a factory worker. At one point near Singen, they were stopped by Hitler Youth boys actively searching for escaped prisoners. Neve's forged documents and calm nerves got them through. In freezing snow, they crawled through barbed wire at the border. On January 6th to 7th, 1942, they reached neutral Switzerland. Arie Neve became the first British officer to successfully escape Colditz Castle. His journey home continued through occupied France with help from resistance networks, over the Pyrenees into Spain, and finally via Gibraltar back to Britain in April 1942. He was awarded the Military Cross for his daring escape. But Neve's story was far from over. British intelligence immediately recruited him into MAY-9, the secret department helping Allied airmen and soldiers escape from occupied Europe. Using the code name Saturday, Neve helped design and improve escape aids, compasses hidden in buttons, silk maps sewn into clothing linings, and forged documents smuggled inside chess pieces or other items. He drew detailed plans of Colditz from memory to help others. By the end of the war, the escape networks he supported had helped return thousands of Allied personnel to Britain. In 1945, after Germany's surrender, Neve was given a powerful symbolic role. He personally delivered the official indictments to the top Nazi war criminals at the Nuremberg trials. Cell by cell, he handed the charges to men like Hermann Göring, Rudolf Hess, Albert Speer, and Wilhelm Keitel, the very regime that had once imprisoned him. After the war, Neve returned to civilian life. He was called to the bar and practiced law. In 1953, he was elected as the Conservative Member of Parliament for Abingdon, a seat he held for over 25 years. Quiet and determined, he became a trusted figure in the Conservative Party. In 1975, he played a key role managing Margaret Thatcher's successful campaign for leadership of the Conservative Party. By 1979, he was her shadow Secretary of State for Northern Ireland during the Troubles, On March 30th, 1979, as he drove out of the House of Commons car park, a magnetic car bomb planted by the Irish National Liberation Army exploded. Airey Neave was killed instantly at the age of 63, just weeks before the general election that would make Margaret Thatcher Prime Minister. Thatcher later described his death as an incalculable loss. Airey Neave's life teaches us powerful lessons. He refused to accept that any wall was unbreakable. He turned every failure into preparation. From Calais to Colditz, from MY9 operations to Nuremberg, and finally to Westminster, he faced every challenge with quiet determination and intelligence. His story remains a reminder that courage, planning, and resilience can overcome even the most impossible odds